Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We have got loads to go over today, as Outpost Alpha is under attack over on Hellmire, and you guys are managing to solidify incredible gambits, clearing off numerous defenses at the same time. In today's video, we're going to be going over the dispatch notes happening inside of the game, and some information coming from the QA lead with regards to the audio issues happening at the moment. Now, out of respect, we will not be covering the political global news that's happening right now that seems to have had Helldivers dragged straight through the middle of it, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard the information at hand. But what I will say is that I don't condone it, I don't agree with it, and I think it's absolutely disgusting, and my thoughts go out to all of those affected by the incident. But out of respect today, we won't be covering that news. With that being said, we're going to dive on in. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts. And right now, Borderlands 4, a game I'm pretty obsessed with, seems to be doing quite well over there. Pretty damn cheap, if I do say so. Link in the description, and if you want to get involved with the giveaway for super credits, all you have to do is head down to the comment section and pop a salute in there. That'll enter you in, and we'll be announcing that one on Monday. With that being said, though, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So starting off on the Galactic War table, the Terminus sector is spicing up a lot as sectors seem to be moving around, but what you will see is a clear sector over here on the Gen Z sector. Galactic has now been solidified, which essentially meant that we secured the defense missions on Pandion and also on Akmar, meaning that we added in another 2 defenses into the major order. This was quite an impressive gambit, and you guys actually solidified that one so damn quickly. Hopefully we can do the same thing over here on the Marin sector as we take a look. Hellmire, which is also our Outpost Alpha, which is our main route source into the Gloom, it definitely seems to be quite a big one. So Hellmire is pretty much our primary target right now for making sure that we can liberate it and make sure that we still have that foothold inside of the Gloom. Of late, though, we've also now got another attack happening on Crimsica. This seems to be something that we knew was going to happen yet again. And the current gambit on that one for Fori Prime, it seems to be impossible because of the high resistance. So what we are essentially looking at is a Hellmire attack, and then after finishing that, moving over to Crimsica to go and solidify that defense. And hopefully we can manage to get 2 more under the belt, meaning that there'll only be 2 more remaining with around a day at the end of it. Hopefully we'll see exactly how this one plays out, but more defense operations are due en route. Taking a look at the dispatch notes, so we can see right here that Outpost Alpha on Hellmire is under attack, and they have provided the flamethrower stratagem as use for authorized Helldivers for immediate use over the next 48 hours. So you guys are going to be able to have that as a free stratagem usage, and subterranean disruptions signify that the Hive Lord now has a huge presence over on Hellmire, and my lord, they are not messing around with that one. It seems to be absolutely everywhere, and yes, numerous Hive Lords are seeming to show up all at one time. So make sure that you tread carefully out there, Helldivers. It seems to be an absolute Hive Lord fest out there, and it's definitely difficult to navigate when a few of them turn up. Next up, though, we're going to be talking about the audio issues, as somebody was asking if there was any progress in the next patch update. Now, obviously, we don't know when the next patch update is now going to actually release. I would suggest that next Tuesday we probably won't see anything come from the development team in terms of patch updates, or at least that's my speculation. But Jojo, the QA lead, has stated that the long freezes are still being investigated, but there has been progress on the audio front. No word on the games guard, I'm afraid. Now, obviously, the audio issues are probably one of the most immersion-breaking things inside of the game right now, meaning that majority of primary weapons and even support weapons are seeming to not have any audio sounds on them whatsoever. It's become a bit frustrating for a lot of players, but they have apparently got some progress towards the fix on it. Unfortunately, the long freezes and the issue with Game Guard is obviously still ongoing. The Game Guard issue, for those of you guys who don't know, stops you from actually playing the game. I can't play on PC right now because the Game Guard counteracts with my antivirus, therefore I just can't even load it. It's really, really odd. I've got no idea what's happening with it, and the long freezes do seem to be happening generally with regards to a frame rate problem, where things are getting way too hot on the table and everything just kind of freezes in space and then restarts again in a few seconds. But fingers crossed, that's something something that they do approach very soon, and we can get that back to where it needs to be. Moving on from that, though, as the game has obviously gained a load more popularity with the latest Into the Unjust update, we have seen a massive influx in PC players, which naturally will always mean that there is going to be some sketchy work happening on the planets, meaning that super credits, samples, requisition slips may well be obtained, but not in a natural manner, but one of hacking. And BVitamin has clarified that if this does happen to you, you do not need to panic. It states you won't be banned for having the misfortune of playing with a cheater. You can continue to play as normal. When we reach your ticket, all we'll do is undo the gains of that one mission. So don't panic if you do come across somebody who's hacking the game and is unlawfully getting your super credit levels all the way up. You don't need to worry about it. Just make sure that you submit a ticket to the Arrowhead Zendesk, and then they will approach it that way, meaning that you don't have to worry about getting in trouble or having a banned account. But if you do obviously see any suspicious activity with inside an actual game, my recommendation is just to leave it. It doesn't happen as often as you may well think, so if you are one of those unfortunate few, make sure that you back out of the game straight away. With that being said, though, let me know what you guys are thinking about everything happening on the Galactic War Table right now in the comment section below. And talking about your comments, we've got a lot to go over. As in the previous video, we spoke about the Coyote update. The devs are talking about updates overall and a new balance incoming. We're going to see what's happening with that one, but we've got to take a look at your comments on that previous video. This one states right here, maybe also fix the burrowing variant so that they won't be able to dig through rock like a dune. Rock formations should be a good strategic place to hold position and fight them off. Now, this has obviously been quite an outstanding problem inside of the game right now. The Rupture strain seems to have been quite a bit of a difficult strain to go up against because they do have so many bugs involved with them, such as the frame issues. If you are playing as a matchmaker and you're joining up on somebody else, you won't get attacked, whereas if you are hosting, you will have 11 frames to dodge half health loss. As well as that, they're now burrowing through rocks and burrowing through buildings, which does seem to be a bit of a difficult one to navigate, and hopefully they do fix that very soon. This next one states, plus Alexis back in the basement and buff the things underperforming instead of threatening to nerf the one thing making new content barely doable for most people. Now, as it stands right now, we have not had a patch update this week, and the comments with regards to the Coyote have calmed down quite a lot. That indicates to me that the likelihood is that the Coyote probably won't be touched. So I don't think that you actually need to worry about that. And with the opinion on Alexis, I think we all need to understand exactly what his role is. He does not decide exactly what changes. He just happens to be the public face for the balance movement that you guys see majority of. There is a whole team revolved around that, and everybody has to agree on what it is that changes inside of the game. And finally, this one states right here, instead of nerfing Coyote, just buff the other ARs. The Adjudicator could easily be just as good if it had 10 more rounds, or just make the Tenderizer medium pen. Now, I do agree that I don't like the idea of nerfing any weapon on the table whatsoever, and actually giving buffs to other ones to bring them up to spec will probably be the best decision that they can make in terms of actually leveling out the balance field for the primary weapons on the table. I'm intrigued to see what it is that they end up actually doing, and I feel like we're not going to be able to see that now for about a week or so. Hopefully, we'll see exactly what it is that they do very soon. Thank you so much again for being amazing people and being such an understanding audience. You guys have been absolutely spectacular. And for those of you guys sending me messages of concern and love just recently, I really do appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.